We're back. We are in the. This is 29. Okay, because 28 was a scratch. So we're going to get that correct class number on there for you guys. We're going to try to keep up with the class numbers throughout the day. Miss Mandy's going to have to be the one that keeps me active on that. So Miss Mandy will keep me correct on that, or at least she'll give it her best whirl. It's kind of hard when you're like driving and talking and doing all this stuff. So there was supposed to be a single entry in class 28, but I believe it was a scratch. So this is going to be class 29. We're going to have 2 bull calves here. I think Miss Jennifer will probably make a very quick work of this. We're going to try to sit really quiet since it really moves this camera around so much. So I'm going to ask for the book and see. Looks like we have Walter's Livestock is walking in that very first one. This is going to be Walter's Kingman. And then coming in walking the second animal, I believe is going to be a Kelsey Fontenot entry. But it's, yeah, so what's the tag number? It's 880 and 651. Let's get backed out here for you guys a little bit. And see if we can get these.
As we get started, I typically don't give a speech, and I usually don't even like to talk those group classes, but I felt I probably needed to this morning. I just want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me the opportunity to be here to sort these cattle today. This is my passion. I spend 90% of my waking hours with these cattle at our house. I'm riding the pastures, checking mamas. So to think that I'm not invested in this and I'm not invested in how I'm going to place these cattle, you're wrong and you don't know me. I love this breed. I love the people in this breed for the most part. Can be interesting at times, but I'm not going to get started on that. I just want to say thank you to my peers and to the breeders who felt like giving me the opportunity to sort a show of this stature. I'm very honored and I'm very blessed. I'm going to start off this class of young bulls with one that I think is super functional in the way that he gets around the ring. Love the way that he's put together and designed. He's one that comes to us with nice feet and legs. He's one that's really square as we read him out through his hip. He's got some shape to him, and he's still youthful in his look and his kind. And I like that about him. The bull we follow with in second is one that's just a tad bit different in the way that he's made. He comes to us, he's just a little bit deeper made. Maybe wants to roll off from his hooks to his pins ever so slightly. I'd change that about him. Love the bone and foot size on him. Think when he gets going and really likes this show ring, I think he's going to be a contender. 2 really nice bulls to start with. Congratulations to you.
We're having a little mic difficulty this morning. Out in the barns, we need all our calf, red calf division. Results here in class 29. First place, entry 651, Walters Livestock. Second place, Schulte Cattle Company, entry 878.
Give them more time to get up there again. Oh, Josh. It's still not working, or was it not working?
How many are you missing? We've got a little mic for you.
Okay, so they are having just a little bit of trouble with the microphone here. So we're getting ready to start on class number 30. We're getting ready to start on class number 30. And I believe that part of the problem is that some of these cattle did not make the show. That kind of happens typically. So we're looking for class number 30. And so class number 30, I kind of trying to move my little tag up just a little bit so it doesn't take up so much of the class part. So there we go. So in that last class, do we have, who was 880? But it was like 878. Okay. So in first place in that last class, we had the Walters Livestock led Walters Kingsman Rojo. That is going to be a TJF Mr. Smoking Gun out of Miss Casey Cayena, 788. And then in second place, it's not going to be in your book correctly. I think it was an issue with the book that we got, but it's going to be a Schultes Noah 186/2, and that's going to be FDC Mr. Austin is the sire on that. So that is what we had in class number 29. It looks like class number 28 was a scratch. So again, we are waiting for class number 30. Class number 30 is a great big class, but they're waiting for one more entry. So that's why we're just kind of sitting here. And Iran, if you could give me a little shout out on our comments. I do not know if we're not getting any comments or if my comments are working. So give us a little shout out on that. Oh, no problem. We'll get that information to him shortly. Just respond. Yep. Oops, we've got a camera that's a little frozen. Let's see if we can get a different camera angle and get this camera working. And we'll see what we've got. Oh, hello, Iran. Thank you for watching with us. So we do have one camera that's being a little testy with us. So here we come in with the cattle are coming in now for class number 30. Class number 30. Again, when we get those little skips on the internet, guys, we've got a lot of different camera angles, and so we're trying to give you the best transmission possible. We certainly hope you guys are enjoying it. And please bear with us when the internet gets a little slow on occasion. Again, this is class number 30. We're going to have a whole lot of cattle in this arena. Okay, so looks like our judge, Jennifer Parker, is going to be walking the cattle now. Looks like J&L up at that top spot. Casseret. We have Jay Lee rushing in the arena. So these animals are going to be the winter bull calves November 1st through December. So these are November through December babies. November through December babies. Again, we're in the middle of getting ready for the judging. So, watching from Morse, Louisiana, thank you so much. And thank you, Megan, for saying we're doing a good job. I really appreciate that. We sure do try. So, we try the best we can. Sometimes the lighting gets a little different, cult, and that sort of thing. So, we're kind of playing with a little bit of that. Whoops, got it too light, guys. There we go. So Jennifer Parker is pulling. Now we'll figure out, okay, I think that what she's doing is she's leaving out her first, second, and third. So it looks like these three that are still on the rail are probably going to be her first, second, and third. And we've got Brandolyn right in the middle of the shot. Okay, looks like she has made a decision.
In this class, we have entries numbers.
Another really good class of bulls, and we start with one that the minute he walked in, he hit me, and he hit me pretty hard. Here's a super attractive young bull, one that's made right from the ground up. Set him in motion. He's sound. Every once in a while you catch him, he wants to knuckle up on those pasterns. I'd like to change that. He's just a little bit rigid there at times. But here's one who's super complete in his look, really upheaded and nice through that shoulder, really big topped and big ended, and one that comes to us with a really nice sheath underneath. The bull that we're going to follow with in second is another one that's a long-bodied, deep-sided bull. It's one that's got some bone and foot underneath him. He gets out and he moves nicely, nice enough for me. He's really square out through his hip. He just shows us more total shape and dimension than the bull that falls in behind him. I love the bull that falls in behind him. He's one that's really clean, really long in his lines. He's one I want to change ever so slightly out through his hip, just square him up from his hooks to his pins. Another one that's got a nice clean sheath underneath, one that can get out and move. Here's a bull that's really intriguing that falls in fourth. I like the color of this bull. Is the deep cherry red color. He's sound on his feet and legs. He's just awfully green to us today. Not really giving us the best look at times. I'd really like to just see him ease up on that halter, really get out and move. But here's another nice, really attractive, really nice bull that's got some shape and power about him. I love the profile of the bull that comes next. He's one for me. He just compromises himself when we set him in motion. Really wants to lay down on those pasterns, real coon-footed as we set him in motion. The two that we follow up and close the class with, one that's really big in his size. He just doesn't have the shape or dimension. Same holds true for the one that closes the class. We just want to give him a little more power, give him a little more size, shape, and dimension. Really good class of young bulls. Put your hands together and congratulate them.
We'd also like to know if you're hearing out in our barns. We don't want to try to miss anybody. It's not intentionally. Let us know in case you can't hear. Results in this last class, Class 30 Winter Bull Calves. First place, entry 656, Lily Larson. Second place, entry 661, Rodriguez Cattle Services. Third place, entry 655, Rodriguez Cattle. Fourth place, entry 654.
We have that information about that class. Yep. So
Sixth place, Grayson Gentry.
656 was first,
657.
and that was Lily Larson with her LGL Rockin' and Redman. And so that was in that last class. That was class number 30. We're getting ready to move into class number 31. We'll be going into class number 31 next. Class number 31 is going to be coming into the arena shortly. So what we're talking about was class 30's winner. So class 30's winner
Entry number 7, Bentley 2, ultra livestock. Entry 671, Mason Hammonds.
Okay, so class 30's winner was, if you're following along in your book, 656. That was Lily Larson. And then in second, we had the Rodriguez Cattle Company entry. And so Lily Larson was leading LGL Rockin' and Redman. And that is going to be sired by Mr. V8 195 over 8. And Moreno Miss Rosie Starr is going to be the dam of that first place winner in class number 30. Second place was Mr. Cortez, 3 over 21. That's going to be a RMC Monte Cristo, I'm going to say Monostat. We don't get really great all the names of the animals because of the way the program comes out of the system, but that is out of a Miss Chaparral 114. So that was second place, and that was, of course, the Rodriguez Cattle Company led entry. So we're now in class number 31, which we will then be moving on to the, we'll be moving on to the championship after this. Am I correct? We don't have another class, right? So
30, yes.
we have 31, and yep, 31, and then we're going to move on to the championship. So thank you to the Brahman Journal team for posting that first place winner from that last class. And PJ Budler, where are you? Where are you watching from? Last I talked to you, you were like stuck in Argentina someplace, trying to go through like Nicaragua, not sure. I was supposed to be there at the Expica Permanente in Nicaragua with PJ. He was judging, not the Brahmins, but something else. And so we were looking forward to talking cattle. Kevin is watching from Huron Bay on Lake Superior in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Very, very cool there. I mean, like literally, probably. So. PJ's in Fort Worth, okay, good to know where the East begins. Oh my goodness. So we are here in the arena with Jennifer Parker, and as you noted earlier, kind of the way she moved her cattle, and this is a smaller class, so she might just keep them here and pick out who she wants for first. Okay, number 1 is going to be this one sitting in the second hole. She's going to pull up the Hammond's Brahman entry. Will be second, it looks like. Ken Ramsey 666 is going to be first.
Another really good class of Red Bulls, and I think the bull that wins this class, he comes up to the top of the class pretty handily, in my opinion. He's one that's really nicely balanced from the side. He's one that's square out through his hip. You get in behind him, and he carries the most dimension of any bull in this class. The one that's nice and attractive up through his front end. Just a really nice combination bull that we start the class with. The bull that falls in second is one that shows me the next as far as power and shape. As I'm reading down his top and into his lower stifle, where I want to change this bull is he wants to get a little bit more slope to him out from his hooks to his pins. I'd like to square him up there little youthful in his appearance, still immature in the way that he's made. He's one that's sound though when we set him in motion, extremely clean sheath, and I really like the squareness out through his hip. 4 really nice bulls, just at different stages in their growth. Really, really nice class. Put your hands together and congratulate them.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
First place, entry number 660. Second place, entries number 671, Mason Hammonds. Third place, entries number 672, Walters Livestock. Fourth place, entries number 674, Birds Creek Ranch. Our entries for our KF champion out of first class, entries number 651, Walters Livestock. Second class with our entry number 656, Lily Larson. Our last class, entry number 666, Ken Ramsey.
Okay, they were having a little microphone issue, so this time, the judge was talking. We kept you on my microphone. I hope that worked okay. But now they've got their microphone fixed, so I think that will work. So thanks, guys. We are getting ready to go into the arena with the first places and the second places from the first 4 classes. So we had a scratch in class 28, so there wasn't anything in 28. So our very first one coming in the arena is going to be from class number 29, which is going to be Walters Livestock. That's going to be Walters Kingman's Rojo. That's going to be a January 1st to February 28th baby. So that is going to be this one coming on in the arena. So this is going to be our winner from our first class. So thank you to the Brahmin Journal team for getting me that. Really appreciate it. Hey June, thanks for watching from Okeechobee, Florida. Thank you guys. So then in our second place, I think we have the class number 30 winner. Class number 30 winner. We're going to put that up. That's going to be the Red Bull class number 30. So the second animal entering the arena once we get to that point are going to be LGL Rockin' Red Man, sired by Mr. V8 195 over 8. And that was the winner in the last class. I'm sorry, in class number 30. Then in class number 31, we had, let's see if, this one right here. So class number 31 was the KR Mr. Red Venus 601. That was sired by KR Mr. Red Catfish 777, exhibitor Ken Ramsey. So we're saying those in the comments so that y'all can watch it. I agree. 79 Cattle is telling us how they love the names, and so do we. We really appreciate how some of the breeders name these animals. It's kind of cool. So we'll see if we can get. We have that first little calf is giving them a little problem getting in the arena. You know, they're still young, so we've got somebody walking in front of them. Okay, these are your 3 contenders for calf championship. Again, we talked about those breedings, and we have the Walters Livestock in the very first hole. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. That was the youngest calf. That was the winner of class number 31. 29, I believe. That was the winner of class number 29. I'm looking for those comments.
It's been a really fun drive as we come into our and I've enjoyed looking at all three of these classes, and I think we've got some differences, but we've got some similarities in these bulls. In the fact that they're all three really long spine, they're really nice out through their hip, they really carry some shape down into their hindquarter. They come to us on really nice set of feet and legs. There's one out here, he's just a tad bit showier than the other bulls on either side of him. Really, really nice and smooth through that shoulder. Just a really cool red bull prospect. Young lady in the middle, you're going to be champion in this division. I like him a lot. Gets a little closer for me when we get and look at the two bulls on either end as for reserve. The bull up front's another one that's really attractive through that front end. He's one that's got a nice sheath to him. Every once in a while you'll catch him. He wants to get a little bit lower in his pin set. I'd like to change him up there. The bull that we brought in from second from that young lady's class is another really voluminous bull. He's got lots of shape. He's got lots of depth. And one that also I'd like to change ever so slightly out through that hip. And then we've got the bull from the third class, one that's really deep-sided, big-footed, and when we set him in motion, he's nice and sound, one that's square, and he's got tons of shape. For me, the one that hits me second hardest, young lady from the third class, you're going to be reserved in this division. Really, really nice class, group of calf champion bulls. Congratulations.
So, as we said in that calf division, we were going to have the champion in the calf division is going to be the winner of class number 30. That's LGL Rockin' Red Man, and sired by Mr. V8 195/8. And then our reserve champion was going to be the KR Mr. Red Venus 601. That is sired by KR Mr. Red Catfish 777. We're going to stop and come back with our intermediate and our junior Red Bulls. So we'll run both of those divisions together. We'll be back soon. Do not go anywhere. Thanks for watching, Panya.